Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Thumbs up for that. Being alive is, on the whole, a good thing. I'm glad that I am metabolizing. I'm glad that you are metabolizing. Thumbs up for that. There are two things I want to talk about. One is solo role-playing stuff, so hopefully I'm going to remember. The other is I really like this one fellow, HBomber Guy. Harrison something or other. He's a British fellow. He does really good videos, in-depth stuff. If he researches something, he researches something. If he says something, it's either just for comedic effect, and it can be blown off as obvious comedic effect, or he's got receipts. Now, if you follow this fellow, you know what I mean about all of this. And if you don't, I want to talk about this as well, just real quick. Because he dropped a several hour-long video the other day. He started off talking about, with this thing on plagiarism, by going after this one woman Illuminati, Blair something or other, online here. She's been involved in some really nasty stuff. He came in, he tore into her, he had receipts. But then, and I should have seen it coming, but then it was revealed that everything that he had done, everything he had said, everything that he had gone and shown us was just him stropping the straight razor, getting it just, oh my God, it could cut molecules. It could cut paper from a half-inch away by the time he was done with Illuminati. And then he went after his real target, James Somerton. And he carefully and methodically, if brutally and meticulously, tore every piece of meat off of James Somerton's skeleton. Oh my God, it was brutal. And he brought receipts for everything he said. Now, the funny thing about this is, on one of my walks, I was just thinking, if I was Blair, if I was Illuminati, and I had any form of self-awareness, I would be waking up in a cold sweat right now, just thanking God I was only caught in the edges of this when he was going for James Somerton. I would have been having nightmares about having been in his crosshairs. And then, just this morning, he dropped another video. The video dropping equivalent of the double tap from Zombieland, because he came back to finish Blair off. And he did. He had more receipts. She thought she could crawl away, but nope. Bam! Oh, man. I mean, he doesn't intend to really go down the rabbit holes he does. But once he sinks his teeth into something, he doesn't let go. Oh, boy. Look up HBomber Guy. If you like good, they're not even drama videos, because one of the things he rags on in this thing is drama channels, and how it just makes things worse because the drama channels end up feeding off each other, and nothing escapes. It's good stuff, so definitely a good thing. Now, on the other hand, as I was saying, I did do some solo RPG stuff. I made up a character for Treasure Awaits / More Treasure Awaits. Unfortunately for that game, if you're going to have a game that has a solo component, you need to have the gameplay loop written out, shown to the player. In everything that is designed for solo play, they have the gameplay loop. Like if you've got a computer program, it has to run through the loop and then come back to the beginning and continue running through the loop. Same thing when you have a solo game. It's like for D100 Dungeon, it's crunchy, but it's you roll to check the room, and then you roll to see what's in the room, and then you roll to see this, and then if there's combat, you do this, and once you're finished with the combat, you do this. It's all a fairly simple loop. It's what happens in the loop that makes it complex or not. For Against Darkness has a fairly simple loop as well, along with a chart to get you through it. With Treasure Awaits and More Treasure Awaits, I haven't found a good place where it writes down the loop. And I like the system, I need that loop, so I want to try that. But while making up a character and then getting frustrated because I couldn't find the loop, I did play a different game, which was one of these 2-page games, and then took a look at its sequel. This was Into the Zone, and as a 2-page thing, it was just really quick setup for you to make up your character. This is how you make combat and other types of roles. This is how the rough loop of the game, and then here are the charts you use as you play. It being just a 2-page thing, it was very basic. You made up your character, just a few stats you had, so your equipment, it did this and the other, showed you how to do combat, and then there was just 5 sessions plus an end level. But on each one of the zones that you were in, because it was like the game Stalker, you're going off into rough, nasty, irradiated places, you can stay in a zone and continue rolling for up to 6 encounters, because there are 6 encounters in each zone, but you have to have a minimum of 1, and you can stay through and do all 6. But you can do 1 on to the next zone, and then there are 6 more encounters. Otherwise, it's however many you want. And then the end level is just 1 critter. Now, it's basic, so the end game is simple as well. It ends with, sell your stuff and, go back out, and if you get 20,000 credits, you've won the game and you can retire, and okay. And then there's little things to increase or decrease. The big rare artifact at the end is, well, it's stuff like, there's a tape recorder that allows you to talk to people in other dimensions. Or there's a tablet that you can see into the future. Stuff that could be game-changing, but I guess you're just supposed to sell it because there's no way to actually use it in-game. Basic, simple, kind of a frustrating end, not bad otherwise. And the other one is like Escape the Zone. That's what I was trying to think of when I was like, Escape the Zone. This one, frustrating. Same thing, except stretched out through a lot of pages. And it could have been another 2-page or 3-page spread. Instead, it was like a near 40-page thing. And the end is really frustrating because you get to the end and instead of, just sell your stuff and if you make 20 credits, you win. Otherwise, go back into the place after you make up your own end level monster. This one is after you make it to the end, roll on a die to see what the secret of the zone is. And it was really stupid from, you're dying, the end. There's an extra-dimensional alien controlling your body. The end. It's all a simulation. The end. Really disappointing end. It's so disappointing that it's like I don't even want to play it because of that. I would have to heavily modify it to get rid of that. Oh boy. Past that though, it was nice to at least get some stuff started. So definitely a good thing on that front there. past that, it has been raining. I'm not sure if it's raining now. I don't hear the pouring of water off roofs and eaves, and normally I do if it's raining, so it may have stopped right now, in which case, one of the few times it has stopped. We have kind of a courtyard in the front here, which is, well, the front of my building. There's just a couple of buildings, they ring a courtyard. It's water. There is just freestanding water here. It's not just here though, it's everywhere. The places I've gone, Walkies to Walmart, there is freestanding water everywhere. So it's not just here, it's everywhere. It has just been raining. So thumbs up on that. I have still been thinking on my own creative subjects, both on the heavy-duty cosmological level and on the cosmic horror level, bringing it down further, and then even more so with the various settings that there are, and then with the razor's edge, the inside and the outside. Then of course my favoriteest setting of the wall. Oh, my phone is ringing. I have to check that. And it is my sister. I will get back to you. Well, that was a nice talk with my sister. Yay! Past that, as stated though, I've been, I think, hopefully, I can't remember what I was talking about. Hopefully I was talking about my creative subjects and like my favorite subject of all, my favorite peoples, my favorite characters, my cryptids. Yay! So I'm still thinking about characters and situations, and remembering too that my settings are with the razor's edge and the inside, less so my fears. The cryptid stories definitely for me to deal with my fears, but even so, with the razor's edge and the inside stuff, that deals with fears as well, like my fears of growing old. One of my characters, Stovepipe Johnny, his aging is a lot slower, so he gets close to what we would call into the late 80s, but has aged, it's taken almost 200 years to get there. But this person, I worry about making concessions for age and ability, and because of when you start conceding, then life takes more. And in the stories, this character that has something bad happen, starts pulling back, and then, well, it doesn't end well. But I'll talk about these things another day. Right now, I just want to say I'm still working on these things, from my cryptid setting to my non-cryptid setting to everything in between. And of course, they all mix together. The whole inside, outside, and razor's edge stuff. One of my characters, my cryptid characters, originally was born on the razor's edge, traveled to the outside where we are, and once there, with all the cryptid energy here, found they could breathe and were able to, it felt good. They didn't even realize that they were a cryptid until 14 some odd years later. So, thumbs up for that. Yay. Still though, it's just raining, and I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to continue with my solo RPG stuff. I've got the game Outpath that I'm going to hopefully today or tomorrow get a video recorded for. That would be good. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Now, of course, I have to take this stylus right here and then reach forward and tap that on-screen time to stop recording button.